Okay, welcome friends. We'll start here properties of our Laplace transform. Share my screen. We are knowing definition of Laplace transform. Then we have gone through existence of Laplace transform. Moreover, only this is a necessary condition, that is that function should be exponential order. And after that, we have gone through some properties. In that, we have discussed three properties. These three properties. First property is linearity. Laplace transform of f of t and g of t if we are taking alpha and beta, these are the constants. Is it visible to you?
No, sir. Only black screen we are able to see.
Is it visible? Screen.
Yes, sir.
Now this. Now we have discussed about here definition and then some properties and some standard results also we are knowing. Laplace transform. Again, I will recall here definition of this Laplace transform. Definition: Laplace transform this function f of t is equal to integration 0 to infinity e raised to power minus st f of t dt. Again, we have gone through some standard results. What is Laplace transform of e raised to at?
1 upon s minus a.
S minus a, whose real part of this s is greater than t. Then easily we can find Laplace transform of e raised to power minus at. Then next, Laplace transform of t raised to power n. What is Laplace transform of t raised to n?
N factorial upon s raised to
N
n plus 1.
factorial upon s raised to power n plus 1. Again, remember that when we are finding Laplace transform of this function, n factorial we are using if n is integer. If this n is integer, then we can use this formula. Suppose sometimes this may happen, e raised to power n either 1 by 2, 1 by 3, and in that way, then this is not a n factorial, this is n plus 1. Moreover, this is a gamma of n plus 1, because we are knowing that gamma of n plus 1 here. We are knowing this formula. Gamma of n plus 1 is equal to n factorial. We are knowing this formula. By using this formula, I can write here this formula of Laplace transform of t raised to power n. Now, in this sequel of this some standard result, we are knowing Laplace transform of sine at. What is Laplace transform of sine at? A divided by s square plus a square. Laplace transform of cos at is equal to s divided by s square plus a square. Then next, we have to find Laplace transform of sine hyperbolic at. What is Laplace transform sine hyperbolic at? Anybody? A divided by square minus a square. And in similar way, we can write Laplace transform of cos hyperbolic. Laplace transform of cos hyperbolic is Laplace transform cos hyperbolic is equal to s divided by s square minus s square. Now, if we know these results, then we can find remaining Laplace transform. Now, here we are discussing about properties of Laplace transform. In this property, number one property is linearity. What is linearity property? Now, usually remember this. Laplace transform of f of t Laplace transform f of t is denoted by the notation usually we are denoting this Laplace transform of f of t as f of s and Laplace transform of g of t as capital G of s. Then Laplace transform of alpha into f of t plus beta into g of t is equal to alpha into Laplace transform of f of t plus beta into Laplace transform. And we are knowing that this also we can write alpha into this f of s plus beta into this is our linearity. After this linearity property, we are knowing next property, change of scale property. Again here, every time I will write here Laplace transform of f of t is f of s. Then I'm changing the scale. Laplace transform of f of at is nothing but what is formula? By a into f of s. The next property, shifting property. Moreover, the shifting property in S domain. Now we have studied the shifting property. What is shifting property? Again, I will write here. Laplace transform of f of t is f of s. Then Laplace transform of e raised to power at into f of t is equal to f of s minus e. Or I will write same formula in this way. This is the Laplace transform of f of t, or this is f of s. Okay, f of means f of s, and here we have to make a change s by s minus. This is your Laplace transform. Now we'll go towards next property and we'll try to prove that. Next result, when we multiply by t to our equation, then what will happen? Multiplying by t. Multiplication by t or t raised to power n. Now here I will write Laplace transform of this one. Is it audible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Laplace transform of f of t is f of s. Then what will be Laplace transform of our aim? Our aim is what will be then Laplace transform of t raised to power n f of t. We have to find out what will be Laplace transform of this function. To find out Laplace transform of this function, let us will try to prove this, or I will prove this result for t is equal to 1. I'll prove this result for t is equal to 1, and then we'll try to generalize our result for t raised to power n. Actually, here if we will complete this formula, then formula becomes this way, and from that we'll try to put this. Formula is here. Minus 1 raised to power n dn by ds, and its nth derivative of this function. Find out the nth derivative of this function, and then we have to multiply by minus 1 raised to power n. Now we'll prove this theorem for n is equal to 1. For n is equal to 1. Okay. Means our aim is we have to find out what will be Laplace transform of t into f of t. And as per this formula, we are getting our Laplace transform as here. This is minus 1 raised to power 1, here dn, and in that way we have n is equal to 1. We are taking this. Here I am taking n is equal to 1. This n is equal to 1. Therefore, first of all, I will take its derivative of this function for n is equal to 1, and then we check what will happen. Again, here we are knowing f of s. What is f of s? F of s is the Laplace transform of f of t. We are knowing f of s is the Laplace transform of f of t. F of s is Laplace transform of f of t. Therefore, you can write this as which is equal to, what is definition? Integration 0 to infinity e raised to power minus st f of t into d. E raised to power minus st f of t into d. This is your Laplace transform of this function. Now I will find derivative of this function on both sides, taking derivative, or I will write differentiating, taking derivative with respect to s on both sides. We get, I will take here derivative of this function d by ds of this function f of s, d by ds of this function f of s is equal to what will happen? D by ds of this whole function integration 0 to infinity raised to power minus st f of t into dt. Anybody having doubt for this step? Only we are differentiating this function on both sides. Now here, if we will observe to this term, then it is clear that here this term is the integration, and this is the derivative. Means we have to find out derivative of this function under integral sign. Is it audible to everyone? We are finding
Yes.
derivative. We are finding derivative of this function under integral sign. Means I will write one rule, and here I will write the rule as we know. DUIS rule. What is name of this DUIS rule? Differentiation. This D means differentiation. U means under integral sign. Differentiation under integral sign. Okay, this rule is called DUIS. I will write this DUIS rule as, suppose this is my function. Suppose I will take one function. G is a function of x comma alpha, which is equal to integration a of alpha and b of alpha. Then this is g of x alpha dl. We have this function, and we have to differentiate this function in the integral side, because right side is containing integration. Okay. Here, instead of this g alpha, I will write here something I alpha. Right, I, because after this integration, we have to integrate, differentiate this function with respect to alpha here. Yes, we are integrating this function with respect to x, and limits are alpha alpha, because here when we are integrating this whole function with respect to x, we are putting limits in terms of alpha, then whole this total function becomes of alpha only. Okay, here instead of this only I will write function of alpha, I of alpha. This is I of alpha, because x vanishes here due to these limits. X is equal to a of alpha and upper limit b of alpha. That's why x vanishes. Only we are getting our function in terms of alpha. Here we are differentiating this function with respect to alpha. Differentiating with respect to alpha. Okay. I will differentiate. I will write here only I dash of alpha. This is the derivative of this function with respect to alpha. This derivative is nothing but d by d alpha of this whole function. Integration a of alpha to b of alpha, g of x alpha into dx. We have to find integration. What I am telling here, I am telling rule for this DUIS. What is DUIS? And what is this rule? If we are to find out integration of this function, this derivative and this is integration. We have to find out integration under integral sign, means differentiation under integral sign. That's why this is called DUIS, differentiation under integral sign. And here differentiation under integral sign, you get this rule as rule tells that if you are going through some book from integral calculus, then you get this proof indirectly. In Google also you can check this. Then this DOS rule tells that integration a of alpha to b of alpha. Here we have to take partial derivative of this function with respect to alpha for this function g of x alpha. We are taking partial derivative of this function with respect to alpha into dx plus. Now I am taking partial derivative, no need to take partial, ordinary derivative of this function with respect to alpha for upper limit, for this upper limit, and with respect to alpha for this upper limit b of alpha into this function g of b comma alpha. B means upper limit. This b of alpha minus b of d alpha. Here I will write lower limit a of alpha into g of lower limit comma alpha. This is your DOIS, means if our any function is given and if we are finding derivative of this function, if we are finding derivative of this function, under integral sign here, derivative of this function we are finding under integral sign. Therefore, rule follows in this way. If again here, if a of alpha is equal to constant and b of alpha is again constant, why I am taking this particular case? Because this is a particular case in our problem. If both are constant, therefore this derivative becomes 0 and this derivative becomes 0. Means if whole this part becomes 0, whole this part becomes 0, only this part survives. Okay. Now I will use here DOS rule, and by using DOS rule, we'll write here. We'll write this integration as. We'll get this integration as. We'll apply here. This is our main name. We have to apply DOS rule here. Here we have to apply DOS rule. And how to apply this DOS rule? I will apply DOS rule. This is equal to integration 0 to infinity partial derivative of this function, and we are finding partial derivative of this function with respect to yes, partial derivative of this function with respect to x, e raised to power minus st into f of t into b, plus remaining terms are 0 because this is constant limit and upper limit also constant, therefore this is equal to 0. Everyone getting this? Only here I am applying here this rule, DOS rule, and from that rule we are getting this. Then this is equal to, this term is equal to integration 0 to infinity. Now here only we have to find out derivative with respect to s. This is term with respect to s. Now this is free from s, therefore we will not find partial derivative of this function. What is partial derivative of e raised to power minus st? Minus s into e raised to power minus st. Minus s into e raised to power minus st. Minus st. Is f of t as it is into b. F of t as it is into b. Now this is equal to. Now we are integrating with respect to t. Therefore, this s is constant. I will take outside. This minus. Sorry. We are finding partial derivative with respect to. We are finding partial derivative with respect to t. Sorry, with respect to s. We are finding partial derivative with respect to s. We have to find derivative with respect to s. We have of this yes, here is a minus. Sorry, here we are finding partial derivative with respect to yes. Therefore, this is minus t. This is minus t. Therefore, I will take minus sign outside, and I will write this term as integration 0 to infinity e raised to power minus st, and in this bracket I will write t into f of t. I will take this t here, this t, and this f of t I will combine, and I will write t into f of t. And this total term is nothing but minus. What is the as per definition?
Sir, that derivation of e raised to minus st will be minus s e raised to power minus st, no? Not minus t, because with respect to t we are doing. So the
No,
constant is minus s will come, na?
no. We are finding partial derivative with respect to yes.
Okay. Okay, sir.
That's why derivative only we are finding derivative of this term with respect to s. Therefore, t is here. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And now we are getting this total term. I will suppose this total term is another function. This is nothing but as per our definition. This is your Laplace transform of this function. I will write here. This is Laplace transform of t into f of t. This is your Laplace transform t into f of t. And what is our left side? Left side is our this. This is our left. derivative. Means I will write this left side as d by ds of f of s. Okay, d by ds of f of s. And we'll get here this term as get this term as f of s. Okay. We are at this stage. I will rewrite this term, and this term will get here. I will write here. Therefore, we get मैं इसको ऐसे लिखता हूँ. ये टर्म फर्स्ट लिखता हूँ. राइट साइड जो है ना, ये टर्म पहले लिखता हूँ. We get Laplace transform of t into f of t is equal to minus d by ds of f of s minus d by ds of f of s. आ गए ना ये रिजल्ट. माइनस डी बाय डी एस ऑफ एफ ऑफ एस. हमें प्रूव कर क्या करना था? We have to show that this property multiplication by t we have to show this property. When we are multiplying by t, we get this term. I will write here this term again. Then I will take n is equal to 1. What will happen? This is the Laplace transform of t into f of t is equal to, I am putting n equal to 1, minus 1 raised to power 1. Here, minus 1 raised to power 1 is minus d by ds of f of s. वही आ गया ना हमारा रिजल्ट. सेम रिजल्ट we are getting same result. Laplace transform of t into f of t is equal to minus d by ds of f of t. Similar way, if we are differentiating this, you will get this result as Laplace transform of t square into f of t is equal to f of t is equal to minus 1 raised to power 2 into d by ds2, its second derivative, f of s. In similar way, I will write here suppose third derivative, t cube into f of t is equal to minus 1 raised to power 3 into d cube by ds cube f of s. Third derivative. In general, you can take this any n, its nth derivative is now Laplace transform of t raised to power n into f of t is equal to minus 1 raised to n dn by ds and its nth derivative for this function. And this is our result. You can use this result for any n. And you get it. Okay. Anybody having doubt for this property?
No, sir.
Now we'll go towards next property and we'll try to find out.
Sir, I had a doubt regarding some other content. Means I have been doing that NPTEL online course. There, while doing the assignments and the theory part, which there they have explained, I had a doubt regarding exponential order.
Okay, okay. Yes. How to find out that exponential order?
Exponential order, yes, sir.
ठीक है. Surely, what we will do in today's lecture or in next lecture, I will try to solve this whole this assignment. Okay. We will solve assignment because 30 is last date for
30th is the last date, yes.
30th is last date. That's why we will try to solve on tomorrow. And I will clear all these doubts.
Okay, sir. Because there are terms like polynomial order, logarithmic order, so that's
and you should go through that video. Video also containing here polynomial order, logarithmic order, and remaining things. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now here next property. We'll go to next property. Next property here. This is when multiply by t. When we are multiplying by t, then we have to take its derivative. And what will happen if we are dividing by t? Means we'll try to find out Laplace transform. I will write here. If Laplace transform of this function f of t is f of s, then Laplace transform of f of t divided by t is equal to क्या होगा हम देखेंगे. What will be Laplace transform of f of t divided by t? Again here we are knowing that when we are multiplying by t, then derivative is there. Surely, if we are dividing, this is our logic. If we are dividing by t, surely there should be a integration. Okay? This formula is in this way: integration s to infinity f of s into ds. Okay, let us try to prove this formula. Whether this formula works, how this formula works, and proof of this. It is given that Laplace transform of this function, I will write here, f of s is equal to Laplace transform of f of t. Therefore, this is equal to integration of this. This is here I will write a definition 0 to infinity e raised to power minus st e raised to power minus st. Right of definition. What is definition for this? E raised to power minus st
f of t dt.
What we have to find out? We have to find out integration. Therefore, I will integrate on both sides. Integrating on both sides by this integration. Integration s to infinity f of s into ds is equal to integration s to infinity integration 0 to infinity integration 0 to infinity e raised to power minus into dt with respect to we write this as integration 0 to infinity integration s to infinity e raised to power minus st. Here only this function containing s. Therefore, I will integrate this function with respect to s. We are knowing that this theory is there when double integration is there, and if both integrations are constant, then we can interchange this in the integration. Here, this is with respect to ds f of t into d, which is equal to integration 0 to infinity. What is integration of this term? Write this integration. What is integration? E raised to power minus st. Integration with respect to s. E raised to power minus st divided by minus t, because we are finding it. Integration with respect to yes for this lower limit s is equal to s to infinity into f of t into which is equal to integration 0 to infinity you have to actually when we are taking this integration because this limit is yes, therefore we should change this as u and I will write this as u, then we'll get this as u, because when we put limit then this becomes a somewhat this u is equal to s to infinity, then this becomes easy to write. Then here this becomes minus st, here I will take 1 by t outside, minus upper limit becomes 0 into f of t into d. Are you following this? Because this integration, right, this integration, because our integration is in this way. Integration e raised to power minus st into ds. Same integration we can write integration e raised to power minus ut into d. Integrate we can write in that. That's why I'm changing, because here limits are s to infinity. That's why we are not taking this integrand as here s with respect to s. And here is s. Therefore, I am changing this in terms of u, and here u is equal to s to u equal to infinity in that way. That's why I'm making corresponding change. And this is putting upper limit and lower limit. We get here this term as integration 0 to infinity e raised to power minus st. Now this 1 by t I will write here. F of t divided by t. F of t divided by t into t. Now this is our total function, I will suppose, and as per our definition, this is our total function. Suppose something g of t, and this is nothing but Laplace transform of this function f of t divided by t. This is as per our definition. And what is our left hand side? This is integration s to infinity f of s into ds. Okay. Therefore, this is our next result. When we are dividing by t, then we have to take integration, and when we are multiplying by t, then we have to take its derivative. Okay, I will write both result here. Laplace transform of t into f of t is equal to minus 1 raised to power 1 into d by ds of f of s, and Laplace transform of f of t divided by t is equal to integration s to infinity f of s into ds. Again here, this power goes on increasing. What will happen? Here, right here. If suppose Laplace transform goes on increasing, dividing by t goes on increasing, then what will happen? Laplace transform of f of t divided by t square. Laplace transform f of t divided by t square. Then what will happen? We have to write s to infinity, integration s to infinity, f of s, ds, ds. Double integration. In this way, if power is 3, power is 4, and so on. That way, we can generalize our this integration. Now, again, next property we will discuss here to find out Laplace transform of derivative of function. What is Laplace transform derivative of function? Next property we find here Laplace transform derivative. Property, if Laplace transform of f of t is equal to f of s, then Laplace transform of then Laplace transform of f dash of t is equal to s into f of s. Now you are knowing meaning of f of s. If I am taking capital F of s, means this is Laplace transform of minus this small f of 0 minus small f of 0. This is the initial condition of this small f of 0. Laplace transform of this function f of t is f of s, then Laplace transform f dash of t is equal to f of s into s into f of s into t. Now, how to prove this? This is very easy to prove. I will write here as per our definition. Laplace transform of f dash of t. What is definition? Integration 0 to infinity e raised to power minus st into, here this function is f dash of t, therefore we have to write here f dash of t, f dash of t into dt. Now find out its integration. Now treat this is our first function, this is our second function, and use by part. By using by parts, then you get this integration as using by part, you get this integration as we are finding derivative of this first function, keeping second function is constant. E raised to power minus st into integration of this function is f of t. It will limit 0 to infinity minus integration 0 to infinity derivative of first function with respect to t. This is minus s e raised to power minus t into integration of second function f of t. Are you following, everyone? Only I am finding here integration by parts. Integrating by parts. This is equal to upper limit. Here, this is infinity. Surely upper limit becomes 0. Upper limit is 0 minus lower limit. Here, this is 0. If I will put here 0, then this becomes 0 raised to power 0 is 1. And only remaining term is f of 0 minus. Here, we are integrating with respect to t. That's why s becomes a constant with respect to t. Therefore, I will take outside this integration. This minus 1 plus s into integration 0 to f of t into dt. This is nothing but minus f of 0 plus s into. Now, what is this total term? What is this total term? Yes. What is this total term? This is our f of s. Arena then
Yes, sir.
this is our f of s. Means we are getting this result as this is a Laplace transform of f dash of t. Laplace transform of f dash of t. I will rewrite this as Laplace transform of f dash of t is equal to s into f of s is equal to s into f of s minus f of 0. This is your Laplace transform of f dash of t. Okay. And here again we will discuss one more property. This is again I will write here generalization of this, and its generalization is there, and you can prove that generalization, and you can write this generalization as Laplace transform of f double dash of t. Laplace transform of f double dash of t. What will happen? Laplace transform f double dash of t. We get this as system as double dash of t is equal to, this is s square into Laplace transform of f double dash of t is equal to s square into f of s minus s into f of 0 s into f of 0 s into f of 0 minus 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 f dash x minus f dash x, and it's Laplace transform of next. Suppose if we find derivative three times of this function is equal to s cube into f of s minus s square into f of 0 minus s into f dash at 0, then f dash at 0 minus f double dash at 0. Now remember here, if power is 3, last term should be less than its derivative less than one order. Here power is 3, then here derivative 2 times. In general way, I write here, suppose Laplace transform of this function with nth derivative is equal to s raised to power n f of s minus s raised to power n minus 1 f of 0 minus s raised to power n minus 2 of this function f of 0 at dash here. So on term, what will be last term? Minus its n minus 1th derivative at g. This is your general formula, but do not go through this general formula. You should go through this formula. This is the important one for the point of our exam and problems. You should go through this result. Now what we learn, I will write all these properties and then we will discuss problems on these properties. I will write down, I will rewrite all these properties and you can again note down all these properties. First property, this is a simple one, linearity property. Laplace transform of alpha into f of t plus beta into z of t plus beta into z of t is equal to alpha into f of t plus beta into z of t. So f of s, capital F of s. Second property, Laplace transform of f of at is equal to 1 divided by a 1 divided by a into f of s divided by a. The next shifting property. The next Laplace transform of e raised to power at of this function is equal to Laplace transform of s minus a. Remember this property. This is very useful. Next one, multiplying by t. If we are multiplying by t, Laplace transform of t into f of t, or I will write t raised to power n into f of t, minus 1 raised to power n, dn by ds, and derivative n time. Then dividing by t. Laplace transform of f of t divided by t. And again, how to remember this? When we are multiplying by t, then derivative is there. When we are dividing by t, then integration. Integration s to infinity f of s. The next property, derivative of this function. Laplace transform of f dash of t is equal to s into f of s minus f of c. Again, one more property is also there. You can go to proof of this property. Integration 0 to t f of t into dt. 0 to t f of t into dt is nothing but f of s divided by s. F of s divided by s. Here, this property is again we are using this property when integration term. If you need proof, then you can go through proof of this theorem. Okay, and you will get proof for this. Seventh number. Proof is also there, but again I am not taking this proof, but you can go through and you will get some time. Surely I will discuss. Are you following here? Are you here? All of you. Neha, is it audible? Bhagyasri.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shall we
Yes.
continue problems? Okay, we'll cover problems. Again here, today's lecture, if I will cover problems, then surely you will get idea to solve problems from your assignment one. Hmm?
Yes, sir.
All problems you can solve these assignment problems. Examples. Example. Find Laplace. I will write heading. Find Laplace transform of the following. Number one. T into sine 3t. We have to find Laplace transform of t into sine 3t. What is Laplace transform of t into sine? We try to find out Laplace transform. Before this finding Laplace transform, who will tell me formula for this? Who will give me formula for this? Which formula is applicable here? Which formula we have to use? Here, these properties. Here we are knowing this property. We call this property Laplace
Sir,
transform.
sir, derivative.
No derivative. T into f of t, na? This is t into f of t.
Hmm.
No derivative. Yes. Derivative means in result formulation.
Huh.
T into f of t. What is formula? Minus 1 into d by ds of f of s. Or you can go through directly for nth power n. Here is 1. N is equal to 1. Means here in this formula, what we should know? What we should know here? In this formula, we should know Laplace transform of this function. We should know Laplace transform of this function. And Laplace transform of this function is f of s. And here, f of t Yes, please.